In Minnesota, what is the speed limit in alleys? 10 miles per hour. Alleys are narrow and lined with obstacles. Slow speeds prevent collisions. Alley safe, keep going. When driving through fog or heavy rain, which lights should you use? Low beam headlights. High beams reflect off moisture and impair visibility. Visibility up, move on. When a school bus is stopped with its red lights flashing and its stop arm extended, you must stop your vehicle at least 20 feet from the bus. Children darting into traffic need a safe buffer. Kids safe, carry on. A flashing yellow light or arrow means caution. Proceed through the intersection with caution. Warns you to watch for cross traffic and pedestrians. Eyes peeled, continue. You may pass another vehicle if the line dividing your lane from the lane you wish to enter is a broken white line. Broken lines signal passing is permitted when safe. Pass cleared onward. What does a solid yellow line on your side of the center line mean? You may not pass. Solid yellow prohibits overtaking. It's too dangerous. No passing. Move out. What is the legal bake limit for most drivers in Minnesota? 0.08%. Even small amounts of alcohol slow reaction and impair judgment. Stay sober. Keep going. How far must you park from a fire hydrant? 10 feet. Clear access is essential for firefighters. Hydrant clear. Continue. When making a turn, you must agree your speed. Reduce. Slowing down before a turn maintains control. Speed cut. Carry on. To prepare for anything coming up on the road ahead, you should continually scan the entire road and all roadsides. Active scanning spots hazards before they become emergencies. Road scanned, move out. You are driving on a busy street and your vehicle's accelerator sticks open. You should shift to neutral and apply the brakes. Neutral cuts power safely while you slow down. Throttle off, keep going. At night, it is hardest to see pedestrians. They're small and may wear dark clothing. Watch walkers. Continue. If you stop along the road at night, turn on your emergency flashers and leave your low beams turned on. Makes your vehicle visible without blinding others. Lights on, move on. Pedestrians using guide dogs or white canes must be given the right of way at all times. Vision impaired travelers rely on driver's courtesy for safety. Yield always onward. Before you leave a parking space that is parallel to the curb, you should look for traffic by turning your head and using mirrors. Checking blind spots prevents backup collisions. Clear exit, carry on. On a road with 3 or more lanes traveling in the same direction, stay in the lane except to pass. Right hand. Slower traffic keeps right, faster traffic uses left for passing. Lane clear, move out. Preparing to smoke and smoking while driving are distracting activities. Hands off wheel and eyes off road increase crash risk. Focus back. Continue. What does alcohol do to your driving skills and judgment? It harms both driving skills and judgment. Impaired reflexes and poor decisions multiply dangers. Sober driving, onward. A red arrow pointing to the right on a traffic light means do not turn right until the light turns green. A solid red arrow carries the same prohibition as a red light. Arrow obeyed, move on. If you are involved in a traffic crash, you must stop, render aid, and exchange information. Leaving the scene or ignoring injuries can bring legal penalties. Crash handled, carry on. When making a right turn on red, you must come to a complete stop, yield to traffic and pedestrians, and proceed if clear. Red laws still apply, safety comes first. Turn safe, onward. What should you do if your brakes fail while driving? Pump the brake pedal, shift to a lower gear, and use the parking brake if necessary. Multiple backup methods slow you down safely. Brakes back. Move out. What does a flashing red light mean? Stop completely, then proceed when safe. Treat it like a stop sign, no rolling stops. Stop done, continue. When changing lanes, you should signal, check mirrors, and then check your blind spot. A 3-step check keeps lane changes smooth and safe. Lane clear, onward. What is the no zone for large trucks? Blind spots to the front, sides, and rear of the truck. If you can't see the driver's mirrors, they can't see you. Zone avoided, move on. What should you do if another driver is tailgating you? Increase your following distance and allow them to pass. Creating space prevents rear collisions. Space made, continue. What is a slippery when wet sign warn about? The road may be slippery when wet. Oil and water reduce traction, slow down. Grip regained, onward. What is the minimum safe following distance under normal conditions? 3 seconds. Timing with a fixed roadside reference ensures proper gap. Gap set, move out. When turning left at an intersection, you should always yield to oncoming traffic and pedestrians. Opposing vehicles have the right of way until you clear. Yield done. Continue. What is the penalty for not wearing a seatbelt while driving? A fine. Seatbelt laws enforce life-saving habits. Belt on. Onward. Is it legal to park in front of a fire hydrant? No. Blocking emergency access risks lives and invites penalties. Hydrant clear. Move on. What does a do not enter sign indicate? No entry from the direction you are traveling. Often marks wrong-way ramps or one-way streets. Direction reversed. Continue. What should you do if you miss your exit on a freeway? Continue to the next exit. Never back up or stop. Freeway speeds are too high. Next exit. Move on. What does a keep right sign mean? Keep to the right of the divider or obstacle. Arrowed obstacles require single file routing. Right held. Onward. When parking on a hill, which way should you turn your wheels if facing downhill with a curb? Toward the curb. The curb will catch your wheels if brakes fail. Wheels set. Move out. What does a railroad crossing sign warn about? A train crossing ahead. Slow down and scan for approaching trains. Tracks clear. Continue. At an intersection with no stop signs or traffic signals, who has the right of way? The driver on the right. Uncontrolled intersections follow basic yield rules. Right had it onward. When driving, what should you do if your tires start to hydroplane? Steer straight and ease off the gas pedal gradually. Sudden moves worsen loss of traction. Traction back. Move on. What is the maximum fine for texting while driving in Minnesota? It can result in a fine and possible license sanctions. Distracted driving laws penalize behavior that costs lives. Phone down. Continue. What are reduced conflict intersections in Minnesota? Intersections designed to reduce serious crashes by eliminating left turns and requiring right turns followed by a U-turn. Separating turning traffic lowers collision points. Design safer. Onward. What is the purpose of the SIP-D system? A 5-step process to help drivers make safe decisions. Search, identify, predict, decide, execute. Keeps you proactive. SIP-D ready. Move out. When driving at night, you should be able to stop your vehicle within what distance? Within the range of your headlights. If you can't see it, you can't safely stop for it. Range checked, carry on. What is the appropriate action if an emergency vehicle approaches with flashing lights and siren? Pull to the nearest edge of the road and stop. Clearing the way lets responders get through quickly. Cleared way, onward. What does a flashing yellow traffic signal at an intersection mean? Slow down and proceed with caution. Yellow warns you to watch cross traffic. Caution set. Move on. What is the primary purpose of Minnesota's implied consent law? It states that by driving in Minnesota, you agree to submit to a breath, blood, or urine test for alcohol drugs if requested by law enforcement. Refusing tests carries license penalties. Consent known. Continue. What should you do if you encounter a slow-moving vehicle, e.g. farm equipment, on the road? Reduce speed, be prepared to stop, and pass only when safe and legal. Patience and planning, avoid unsafe overtakes. Slow past, onward. What does a yellow warning sign with a pedestrian symbol mean? Pedestrian crossing ahead. Slow and watch for people entering the roadway. Pedestrians safe. Move on. How far must you be from a railroad crossing when a train is approaching? At least 15 feet. Stopping clear prevents being struck or pulled under. Distance kept. Continue. When must you yield to pedestrians in a crosswalk? Always. Even if there is no traffic signal. Pedestrians have the right of way in marked crossings. Yield done. Onward. What is the common speed limit on urban or town roads in Minnesota unless otherwise posted? 30 miles per hour. Residential areas need slower speeds for safety. Speed set. Move on. What does a solid white line on the right edge of the road signify? The outer edge of the traffic lane, or the shoulder, keeps traffic from drifting off the pavement. Edge marked. Continue. What is the danger of driving too slowly on a freeway? It can impede traffic flow and cause accidents. Keeping up with traffic prevents rear-end collisions. Speed matched. Onward. When passing a bicycle, you must keep at least how many feet between your vehicle and the bicycle? 3 feet. Giving cyclists space prevents sideswipe crashes. Space given. Move on. What should you do if your vehicle starts to skid? Ease off the accelerator, steer in the direction you want to go, and avoid braking hard. Smooth inputs help you regain control. Skid corrected. Onward. What is the purpose of a stop line at an intersection? You must stop before the stop line, not in the crosswalk or intersection. Proper stopping position ensures safety and compliance. Line obeyed. Move out.